Hi Taurus, this is your May 1st through the 15th reading for your sign, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I hope this finds everyone okay. Depending on where you are in the world, things are probably still pretty strange, so I hope you're doing okay. All right, my dear Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising. These are your messages for May 1st through the 15th, 2020. This is a short bi-weekly update in addition to the final 2 weeks of the month and your extended monthly readings. So those will be available next week. These should do for now. Could be some heartache here, some healing, some creativity around how to heal. Some heartache, something that's following you around, something that's hard to get rid of. It is really going to be generated in the mind, even though it will affect your heart. So those, generally speaking, are usually going to be memories or beliefs or thoughts that you're having. So you can really set yourself free here. Something that's already happened or been done can't be changed. It's just how you're thinking about it. We'll see if it shows up in your reading. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, May 1st through the 15th, 2020. All right, guys, so a somewhat short reading, 6-card reading for you today. And then we will get an oracle card for you. You have some nice purity energy here for you with the really nice Hermit coming out to start. Look at that. Purity and healing and bondage. What just came out? The Three of Swords. Wow. Okay. What's going on, Taurus? What is going on? Are you struggling here? Look at all these majors. This is phenomenal. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 4 majors out of a 6-card reading. It's pretty crazy. Let's get into these in order as we go along, just because this is a somewhat brief reading. I have to keep these somewhat brief. Bottom of the deck energy. I mean, as the 10 of Pentacles, it could be that what is circulating around in your mind, around the 3 of Swords, around that sense of loss or heartache, something that can't be changed here, it could have to do with this 10 of Pentacles energy. And essentially what this is talking about is legacy. This is family. This is close associates. This is money. This is, heirlooms. This is inheritance, We're talking about what you're leaving behind, what you've worked for, and what you leave behind here. So there could be some considerations, at least within these 6 cards for you, having to do, and it could account for a lot of the heaviness here as well. In addition, let's not forget to that 3 of Swords that jumped out. I mean, essentially, I might say that the 3 of Swords could indicate a heavy heart. Taurus, whatever is going on for you, whether it has to do with global events right now or not, please know that you're not alone. There are a lot of people who are really struggling right now. So, and it would make sense because you would be asset, perhaps finance and comfort, sort of motivated, family motivated and orientated, where this would be a major consideration for you, and you could have some heartache there. With regard to how is this going to play out? How is this going to move forward for you? So again, we have some really nice calming energy here with the Hermit in the situation, okay? So really the Hermit as a major, no less, okay? It's Virgo ruled. So Virgo is the 6th house, and this is work, this is service, this is health, healthcare. But, essentially a major term both with the Hermit and with Virgo is purity, right? It's a purification is necessary here. It's extremely interesting to see it over the Devil, known in this deck as temptation, which is a really good term to use for the Devil, a temptation. But some other major terminologies for the Devil, of course, is time limitations, time constraints. Again, we're looking at, major completions here. You could even have some concern around, like I said, inheritances. You could be dealing with 3 parties. You could be dealing with 3 people, 3 institutions, 3 children, 3 lovers. I don't know. This is a general reading, guys. So, I mean, But with the Three of Swords, threes can indicate triplets, or a series of three, or even three people. So this could have to do with that as well. There could be a sense of bondage here. It's interesting to note that this is a Scorpio ruled card, and Scorpio is your opposite sign. Yeah, and these characters could be playing out as well. Remember that, so Aquarius, Virgo, Scorpio, these could be actual people or energies in the first 2 weeks of the month for you as well. We do have this glorious Wheel of Fortune here, some nice Jupiter energy, extremely positive, expansive, philosophical, and generally speaking considered a lucky card under the Star card, which is, wishes and hope fulfillment. So I really think you can set yourself free from a lot of worry and concern here if you purify yourself from within. You need to purify your own heart. You need to get to the root or the source of what is troubling you, what is causing that heartache, or allowing that heartache to continue, because whatever it is over, it's done, right? So you alone are going to have to be responsible for coming to peace with that here is really what it's saying. And healing is necessary, right? We're looking at our recent past here. Healing is being called upon or necessary at this time. So healing and purification. Again, very interesting to see these two cards here, because the only two signs in the deck that appear as humans, not in the deck, sorry, in the astrology wheel, of course, is the Virgo, the Virgin, and the Aquarian, the water bearer. Surrounded by a lot of positive messages here, right? So we have in our reason for this, perhaps you need to reach out more. People need to reach out to you. You need some communication here. Or it is because of communication that you're realizing maybe you need to come to terms with something by yourself. It is a top of a very difficult energy. The Seven of Swords is really, in my view, maybe not every reader's, but in my view, I would consider the Seven of Swords to be, technically speaking, a difficult card, really, no matter where it shows up or in what position. It is right under the Eight of Wands, as you see here. The Eight of Wands is, generally speaking, positive, sudden communication. It's very exciting. It's usually sort of rushing and sudden communication that's usually very positive. But with this underneath it, there could be some, say, ulterior motives. There could be something that's not being said. There could be too much that's said. There could be some tricky or a gambler energy here within or around communication. It could just be that you want to or need to reach out to someone that you can't for some reason because it's tricky to at this time, or vice versa. Someone is thinking or saying that about you. Again, this is a general reading. But communication could be thwarted or difficult in terms of the reason for your having to go within. The reason past, as I just spoke about a moment ago here with the Star. This is wish fulfillment, 11th house, right? We're looking at community, we're looking at humanity in general, but a great deal of healing. But a wish is possible for you. It sits on top of this, a horseshoe card. Really, the Wheel of Fortune is a stroke of luck. A very, very big deal, right? Again, we're dealing with major arcanas. This is we can look at these, we can maneuver within these environments here. This is what's kind of on tap. This is what you have to work within, or you're being asked to work within, or that's being provided to you in order to assist you. So you may have more positive circumstances or positive, say, opportunities available to you that for some reason or whatever reason you may not be witnessing or attuned to now. It could be that going within is going to help you with that. Here we have the Devil, as I said a moment ago, in the present, right? And this is a sense of bondage. This is a sense of time limitations. This is a theft. And I want to remind you that the Three of Swords that jumped out is extremely telling here, Taurus, because as I said, and I spoke at length about the Three of Swords, what it does is it sort of perpetuates this sense of loss by what we're thinking about, even though it's no longer present day, but it has this hold on your heart. And I would suggest whether a memory is good or bad, okay? And I'm human and I do this too, but I often have to remember whether it's good or bad. It is a time, it's not living in the present, right? Okay? Which is what we really all have. That's why we call it the present, because it's a gift. So I really feel strongly right now that living in the present moment, getting in tune with yourself, going within, helping yourself right now, maybe perhaps instead of reaching out, you know, really being there for yourself right now could be a part of the solution. Here we have the future, right? Here we have some tricky energy. This is gambler energy. It could just be that you have to take a gamble on, at its highest, you know, vibration. I would say take a gamble on some positive communication here. It will work out in your favor. Have some faith in positive outcomes, but it's very interesting to see both, you know, the present and then the future. You're very stymied by this, and it's very likely that it has to do with your past and something having to do with three people, 3 events, 3 losses. Here is your advice card. Gorgeous energy. As I said, Jupiter ruled Wheel of Fortune is basically, it's a stroke of luck, right? So a lot of positive energy here for you, a lot of healing, positive energy. You could, if you're mindful about it here in the first 2 weeks of the month, Taurus, I might even suggest saying a prayer, making a wish, committing to, what are they called when you do sort of things out loud over and over? Oh gosh. I can't think of the word, but I think you know what it is. Mantra. So you can develop a mantra for yourself that really helps yourself out here. What you're thinking and believing, even what you're saying and hearing could be the cause or you know, stymie some development and growth. And time is limited. It could just be a lot of fear as well, but you can really help yourself out of it in the first 2 weeks of the month, Taurus. I promise. We have frog and eagle. Yeah, eagle. So we have cleansing and then we have spirit. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm saying until it's out of my mouth. Cleansing spirit, guys. Cleanse your spirit, folks. You really, you know, reach out if you need some help. Reach out to a trusted advisor right now if you need that. You could be looking at a professional right now. Don't suffer. Don't suffer alone. It is not a virtue. Suffering is not a virtue, Taurus. Don't do it to yourself. Don't let anyone do it. The answers are within. Cleansing spirit, guys. My heart is with you all. Please take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.